Here's where I want to go with this. I want to tap into the questions I ask myself when I'm anxious. And when I tap into these curiosity questions and start to check in with my anxious part, I can create some space for that part of me to relax, to feel seen, to stop pushing. I don't override the anxiety. Oftentimes we create more anxiety when we're overriding it.
Gabby Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
Welcome back to Dear Gabby, my friends. Welcome back to the show today. We are in my home studio. I am sitting here trying to fix the tech. It's kind of an interesting moment for me. And I'm coming off of 6 hours of phone calls, it feels like. I think I've been on calls. It's 1 o'clock now. I've been on calls since 8:45 this morning. And so I'm feeling a little kind of burnt out and anxious, kind of, which leads me into the topic that I want to talk about today, because I need it. I need the moment of stress relief. I need the moment of anxiety relief right now, because I have come off of a marathon of almost like emergency phone calls. And some of this is because I'm actually going to go do I'm about to go do a 2-ish week writing retreat, taking time uninterrupted to work on my new book that will be out in 2024. It's called Self-Help, Bringing Internal Family Systems Therapy to Self-Help. And that's the title of the book, Self-Help. Pretty damn exciting, really, truly. And what I was thinking about was how I relate to the anxious part of myself. Because here I am, and I've just had 1,000 million interviews and phone calls and just tons of stuff happening. Threw on a little makeup, sat down with you guys, fed my cats, then came back. It was just a bit of a moment. And my camera's not working. It's just like all this stuff, preparing to get off on this writing retreat. And so I'm in this place where I am wanting to use my own tools and walk my talk. That leads me immediately to a process that I've been using now for over a decade, and it's the process I'm writing about in my book, Self-Help, which is the way that I have used internal family systems in my day-to-day life to check in with the parts of myself that are activated. So right here, right now, I feel an anxious part of me that's activated. And I feel a little bit, so a lot of tech things going on. The video is crazy. There's a lot happening here in the studio, but let's keep it wild in the studio here today. I don't even know where to begin. All of a sudden, my screen started sharing. It's an interesting moment for me. So here's where I want to go with this. I want to tap into the questions I ask myself when I'm anxious. And when I tap into these curiosity questions and start to check in with my anxious part, I can create some space for that part of me to relax, to feel seen, to stop pushing. I don't override the anxiety. Oftentimes we create more anxiety when we're overriding it. So if we're in a place of pushing past it or trying to control it, that's usually a sign that we are avoiding the important and curious conversation that we need to offer inside. When we are overriding our anxiety, we forget that we actually have the ability to soothe it and to help it. And so instead, we just try to push it down. Pushing it down perpetuates it, makes it more chaotic, more dramatic, makes you feel like you can't control it, because truly, we're not here to try to control these parts of ourselves. We're here to soothe ourselves and support ourselves and to relate to these parts of ourselves in the moment so that we can experience relief. So when it comes to anxiety, I've got a few questions I ask myself. I first make the commitment to choose to check in with the anxious part of me. So recognizing that there is a part of me that's up, that I am noticing the anxiety, having the awareness and the ability to notice the anxiety. This is a major first step, because if you can't actually notice the anxiety, or you can't feel into it or see it as something that's happening to you rather than it's who you are, then what ends up happening is you start to once again push against it, push past it, override it, perpetuate it. So having the awareness, oh, that's my anxiety. Of course I'm anxious right now. In my case, I've been on calls since 8:45 in the morning. I have cat hair all over my face. I'm like, my tech is a mess. So I'm like, of course I'm having a moment. And so acknowledging it, just giving it voice, giving it the connection, choosing to see it, choosing to have the willingness to witness without judgment, witnessing that feeling and the experience. And then the next step is to become curious about it by asking it some specific questions. And so seeing it, okay, this is a part of me. It's an anxious part of me. It comes up when there's a lot going on. And so I've witnessed it. I'm non-judgmental. I'm open. I'm going to extend some curiosity to it now. So becoming curious. Okay, anxiety, what do you want me to know right now? What do I know about you? Maybe we ask the anxiety, what set it off today? How long has it been around? What triggers it? Maybe we want to find out more. How old are you, anxiety? Really asking with a lot of gentle curiosity, what thoughts or feelings or sensations do you want me to be aware of right now? And where do you feel it in your body? Do this with me right now. Just notice your anxiety. I can safely say that most people have some form of anxiety right now. Take a deep breath and witness it with me. Become curious about it. Noticing that it may have a place in your body that it lives. Where is that place in your body? Send that place in your body a little breath. What else does your anxiety want you to know? My anxiety wanted me to know before I got onto this recording that it was okay to use myself as the student, and it wanted my attention, and it wanted me to breathe. I was peeing before the Zoom, before the recording, and I just did my breath practice while I was peeing, and I just did breathing in for 3 strokes and out for 7. In 2, 3, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I did that for a few rounds, and I started to feel a little bit of ease. And then I sat down and I was like, okay, I still have got some anxiety, but I can talk about it right now. And that's one of my ways of processing it. And so letting the anxiety tell me what it needed. What do you need? What can I do to support you right now? So that final question, how can I help you? It's a compassionate connection. What do you need right now? So to recap these steps, it's checking in, noticing without any judgment, witnessing the anxiety, and choosing to check in with it. The second step is to ask those curiosity questions. What do I know about you? Where are you in my body? What do you want me to know right now? What are thoughts or feelings or sensations are coming up around you? Let me know. And then the final question, the final check-in is, how can I help you? What do you need right now? And so if I ask my anxiety in this moment, what do you need right now? It would say to keep breathing, to take it easy, don't push yourself, trust that the tech worked as well as it could today, and just trust the process. And as I say that, I kind of begin to settle into it. Even just saying out loud what I need, what the anxiety needs, I can start to settle into it. Okay, I'm here right now. I'm going to be present. The tech didn't work the way I wanted to. I don't have the same video I always have. Whatever it is, it's like, okay, this is where I'm at. And just noticing that anxiety, connecting to it with that curiosity, and then creating that compassionate connection. What do you need right now? And so these are the 3 steps I want to take my listeners through today, my guests that come onto the show. I want to welcome guests who are having anxiety, and I'd like to practice this check-in process. This is the process I'm writing about in my book, Happy Days. It's based on the principles of internal family systems, but it's making it self-help. Wow, you guys are getting like a year ahead. You're getting a workshop of this material 1 year ahead. And I want to just ask you those questions and start to help you relate to your anxiety as a part of you that is currently a little burdened and needs a little help, and to stop seeing it as you. We don't have to act as the anxiety. We don't have to be the anxiety. We can see it as an experience we're having in this moment, as a part of us that's showing up for us to reveal important information. As I take myself through this, I feel relief. I've slowed down my pace. I'm going to take a drink of my beautiful sparkling water. You can hear it. And just giving myself a little bit of pause. Let's take in some folks that may be having some moments of anxiety. And I want to workshop this with you. All right, so now I'm going to workshop these lessons with the guests that come through. Who needs some support with their anxiety?
So I'm going to ask Dion.
What's up, Dion? Look how fabulous you look with your super cosmic background.
It's cool. Well, it had to represent me, so
it's representing. There is some cosmic vibes coming off of your Zoom screen. How you doing? How can I help you?
I'm so excited to be on right now. I'm literally shaking. And this has been a dream of mine for like a long time. So I'm so excited to finally be here with you. Anxiety. A lot of my anxiety stems from financial problems. Been working on this for years. And I found myself finding jobs based on the income, not so much on the fulfillment. I'm currently working a job where I'm in car sales, and it's one of those like commission based. You're not really, there's no guaranteed income. You have to really, really work for it. And there's a lot of political stuff involved. We have to do things a particular way. You have to meet certain metrics, and there's all this pressure. So there's anxiety around financial aspects, working really hard for it. Then there's also a manager that I work with who, for some reason, really, really intimidates me. And so it's like a giant ball of anxiety every time I walk into work. It's between the uncertainty about the income as well as facing this particular gentleman. And I'm trying to figure out what it all means so that I can overcome it.
Beautiful. Well, first things first, instead of overcoming it, what if we could befriend it? What if we could help it? Help that anxious part of you. How does that feel?
Okay.
Cool.
Feels good.
Okay. And you might be a little bit skeptical. Like, what is she talking about? Overcome my anxiety. I want to overcome it. I don't want to befriend it. But my suggestion here is that we have an opportunity to get to know that part of you, because that anxious part of you that's showing up to the job or is stuck in that story of anxiety around finances is probably been there for a while. It's probably been around for a long time. And when we don't tend to these parts of us, they kind of just keep perpetuating. And if we don't show up for what's up, it's going to keep showing up in different jobs, in different ways, in different relationships. So this is an opportunity for you to make a change and start to adjust by befriending this part of you. So if you are open, would you like to check in with it? Would you like to choose to check in with the anxiety? Okay, cool. So that's first step. I got your buy-in, baby. And we're going to choose to check in with the anxiety now. So when you tune into your body and your thoughts and your emotions, what do you notice right now about this anxious part of you? Where does it live in your body?
In my back and my core.
Okay. And when you are with this coworker who's kind of drives you to anxiety, where do you feel it then? In the same places?
I feel it in the same places. It almost makes me keel over.
Keel over.
Like my confidence leaves and I'm like a blob.
Right on. Okay. Now, what else do you know about it? Like, how long has it been around?
It's been around for some years. It makes me feel very insecure.
Yeah.
Um, Makes me feel like I'm not good enough.
Hmm.
Like I can't seem to do things the correct way.
How old is
Um,
that part of you?
it's been around in some capacity for a majority of my life in a small form. Now it's growing to the point where I can't ignore it anymore.
Right. So you've been trying to ignore it. Okay. And is there anything that it wants you to know?
It feels like it wants me to know that I shouldn't care so much what people think.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
That feels the strongest, that I shouldn't care so much what other people think, even if they're management or whatever, because I always do my best.
Right on. Okay. This anxious part with me right here, right now. Right? You're here. You have a few minutes on Dear Gabby. You're now connected to it. I can sense the connection. What does it need from you right now? Or what does it need in general? Maybe it needs something from me. What does it need right now?
It feels like it needs to be, it almost feels like it needs to be cared for like a child.
Yeah. Beautiful. So you've kind of nailed it here. What I'm hoping to help you see right in this moment is that you have this part of you right now that is this anxious part. It's coming to the surface. You've taken just a minute and a half with me here to check in with it, to start to kind of get to know it a little bit, to relate to it as a part of you rather than just this burden that keeps coming up. And then you began to just start to notice, oh, well, you kind of became a cheerleader for it a little bit. Like, you don't have to be afraid of people. And, that was like a beautiful, another part of you coming forward, but it was in this beautiful direction. And then once you ask the part what it needs, it is a child. It's a young part of you. And it needs to be cared for like a child. Dion, this is stunning.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, let those tears come through because these parts of us are young. They've been in extreme roles carrying burdens from our past for a very, very long time. And anxiety is a form of protection. It's like we protect ourselves with we feel anxious as a protector part of us to avoid deeper feelings, deeper experiences, memories, experiences that we haven't been ready to face. So the step here is not to go deeper. The step here is simply relate to your anxiety like a child. Give it space. How would you speak to a child that was in an anxious way?
I would say it's okay to feel your emotions.
Beautiful.
You're in a safe space to feel your emotions. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to hurt you. No one's going to tear you down because you're not feeling 100%. It's okay to feel those. And the sooner you feel through them, the sooner you'll have your strength back.
How does that anxious part of you feel now that you've said that to it or said it out loud?
It feels safer.
Safer.
Yeah.
Now, Dion, would you be open to making a commitment to this anxious part of you to check in with it often?
Yes.
And you're the first person I've workshopped my check-in process with, so thank you. It's really a truncated version of internal family systems therapy, but recognizing the choice that we have to check in with these parts of us, that we're not the victim of these parts of who we are. We're not the victim of our anxiety. We're not the victim of our fears, that we can choose to check in with them whenever we want, to actually become curious about the part. Curiosity is a gift that we give these parts of ourselves. You know, what do kids want? They just want our attention, right? Little kids want our presence and our attention. So once we become curious, we're actively giving these parts of us, these little children inside of us, a lot of attention. And then getting to know what they need. You know, children just want to be seen, safe, soothed, and secure, according to Dan Siegel. And so you've seen it, you've soothed it with your words, and you've created this secure environment by helping it feel safe. What happens if you do that all day, Dion? What if all day, every day, multiple times a day, you check in? And you have that moment, it was like a minute of, well, I want you to feel safe. And then expressing that compassion. There was a connection there. Did you notice any compassionate energy come forward?
I did.
Do you feel connected?
It's like I feel very connected. My body feels so secure and stable.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've clearly done a lot of beautiful personal growth work on yourself. This process was very intuitive for you. And what will happen, and here's my promise to you, Dion, if you make the commitment to check in with this part of you, the anxious part of you, 1 to 3 times a day for at least a month, right? Let's just call it 30 days right now. I guarantee you're going to see your energy shift in your work. You're going to see different opportunities open up for you. You're going to see that your point of attraction changes. Keep going, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, a year. That relationship to that part of you will become safer and safer and safer. And when that anxious part feels safe, it can show up for work with an energy that's at ease and safe. It can feel the confidence to go get that job that you really want to get. It can show up to job interviews with a different energy. So, you know, we think like attracting and manifesting is about envisioning and you know, being the energy. Yes, yes, yes. But what it really is about, my love, is becoming safe inside. And today you took a huge step forward to creating safety inside. Big time. Big time.
Thank you so much. I really needed this. Like, you have no idea. This means so much to me.
You have such a gorgeous presence and such a beautiful energy. And I hope that we meet again. And I hope that you carry on with this process and experience great miracles and benefits from it. Email my team in December of 2024, and I'm going to send you a copy of my new book, Self-Help, okay? In December of 2024, I will send you a copy, okay?
All right, sounds great.
Beautiful. Thank you, gorgeous. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
Awesome. Dion, thank you. Let's bring in our next guest.
That was amazing. Dion, check out the chat if you have a minute. People are sending you lots of love in there.
Mm-hmm.
The next person we're bringing in is Kara Pagan.
Hello.
Hey, Kara, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I can't believe, but I can believe that I'm on today. Could almost bring me to tears. You have been such a huge part of my life. And right before your show today, I got home from bringing my daughter to camp, and my husband was home, which was strange because he works. And I found out that he got suspended from his job, which is could be detrimental to our family. I work at a school. I don't have an income right now for the next couple of weeks. We're hopeful. I don't think he did anything wrong. He's in a tough position in his job. So sometimes these things happen, but we are supposed to go on vacation on Saturday. And all of that is up in the air. We have 2 little kids who are looking forward to that. And as you can imagine, my anxiety is through the roof. And as soon as this happened, I just felt a sense of something telling me to stay grounded. And I prayed, and then I opened up my email and I saw an invite to come on today.
And then you got picked to come on, sweetheart.
And I got picked.
let's not
Yeah.
in any way miss this miracle of the moment that you have manifested for yourself.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just the miracle of being, picked on being with me, but just that you've made your first move was to pray. Girl, I have done my job with you. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you because your first move wasn't like, how do I fix this and how do I jump into this? You went right, your spiritual faith muscle is so strong that your first move was to pray. And then look how quickly your prayer was answered. Email, come on, picked for me, right? Come right in. I just want you to really witness the spiritual proof that you are being guided. So if that guidance is coming in this swiftly and with this much ease, you already actually have the answer. Continue to pray. Continue to lean into possibility. Continue to seek spiritual solutions. Continue to raise your vibration. Stay in an energy that is positive. Why wouldn't you go on the vacation next week?
Because my husband wouldn't be getting any income, and we would, I guess, just as a way of being smart, that feels irresponsible, I guess, to go on vacation when maybe we don't know when he could be going back to work. It
Okay.
could be
Totally understandable.
next week. It could be a month.
Totally.
So
I got
that would be the reason.
Okay. So how can you make it a staycation?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what I want for you is not to go and spend money when you're worried about something. Like that's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. But what I do want to recommend is to use whatever downtime you have in this moment with your family, with him. If you've taken time off already, keep it off maybe. And do things that are going to bring your family joy. Spend time with your kiddos. Get out to a lake or a pool or go for a walk or just do something at a playground, but make it fun. Because that same energy of pausing, praying, leaning into what's possible, it develops and develops and develops. And as you commit to it, and as you lean into it, and develop it more and develop it more and develop it more, it will grow. And in that space of ease and relaxation, which may be only parts of the day because you have some anxiety that's coming up, and we're going to relate to that today with you, okay? But in those moments of ease and in those moments of faith, prayer, what you're doing is you're actually sending a radical message energetically out to the universe that you're open to creative possibilities for income, for abundance, for support and safety. And any resistance, right? So Abraham Hicks has this beautiful statement that in the absence of resistance is when we manifest. And so right now, I just want your job to be staying in as much released energy, relaxed from resistance, and working with your anxiety. We're going to use the tool with you. Take a time every day when you notice that anxiety come up. Choose to check in with it. You, my love, because prayer is so accessible to you, you can say a prayer. I'm going to pray to see my anxiety through the lens of love. And then become curious about it. Okay, what do you want me to know right now? How can I help you? What do you need? Just opening that conversation. And I like the idea for you to open it up with a prayer. Thank you, God, universe, angels, whoever you talk to, for helping me see this anxiety through the lens of love. Thank you for helping me support the anxiety right now. Because the anxious part of you needs support in this moment so that the rest of your nervous system can be settled. And so if you focus that prayer and that attention inward and start to check in and give it that focus and give it that love, and then it feels safe and connected to you, every other part of you can settle.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And I felt immediately everything that you were saying, that I just have this pull to stay positive at this time.
And it's okay in moments if you're not, baby. Okay? Like you're going to have moments where you're like, this is scary, right? Or this sucks or whatever. Well, instead of pushing past it or overriding it with a positive affirmation or something, say your prayer. Help me see this through a different lens. Help me lean into what's possible. Help me have some fun today, because that's what's going to open you up to the actual answers and the next steps. So I don't want you to shun the feelings of fear. Befriend them. Become curious and compassionate towards them. Check in, become curious, and compassionately connect. That's the check-in process. So it's choosing to check in, and for you it could be through that prayer. The next step is the curiosity questions. What's going on? What do you need? What do you notice? Notice it in your body. Breathe into your body. Check in with yourself. And then the final question, hello to your gorgeous husband back there. Hi. Sending him positive energy too. And then the final step is to compassionately connect.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I feel all of that.
I know you're going to write to me in a few weeks and be like, oh my God, all these miracles happen. So please do. Let me know what happens with all the miracles, because you're doing everything right. Just keep leaning into the solution.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah,
Thank
baby.
you. And this was total reassurance. So
Yeah.
do
not
and a true miracle.
override the experiences of the fear or the anxiety either, because they need attending to, right? Remember, like Dion said,
Yeah.
it feels like a little child that needs help. Give the little children inside of you the help that they need. Put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help everybody else. Okay. And then you can be a positive light in the household and all of the above. Okay.
Yeah, we got this.
100% you do. 100% you do. Okay. And make it fun with those kids. Instead of saying we're not going on vacation, said we decided to do a staycation. We have the best plans.
That's a great idea.
They just want to be with you.
Yeah.
They just want to feel connected to you. Forget everything else.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Beautiful.
We'll have fun.
Thanks, love. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gabby, with my whole heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Ooh, beautiful show, guys. Beautiful show. So I really want to acknowledge the bravery and the courage of the humans that came through to this show today. This is big stuff. People are telling the truth. They're facing their fears. They're acknowledging their trauma. They're bravely and courageously offering up their desire to find and seek spiritual solutions. You people are rock stars. You blow my mind. Never fails. I am so proud to be able to contribute to your journey of personal growth and spiritual development.